As usual, I'll gather some courage and try to visit this little house. This is Cambodia, formerly the Great Khmer Empire and today one of the poorest countries in the region. I will show you how people live in a floating village. I don't understand how their bodies even function or how they survive here at all. We'll sneak into their homes, meet the locals, find out how they enjoy life despite all the trash around them, and what to do if your house goes completely underwater every 6 months. Fasten your seatbelts, because this is heavy travel. We bought a ticket for a boat that will take us to a floating village. We're now in a large dirty canal. We'll sail through it and head straight to Tonle Sap Lake. This is the largest freshwater lake in Southeast Asia. This boat is so low, isn't it? The seats aren't bolted down, and there aren't even any life jackets. That other boat has life jackets, but we don't. Nobody gave them to us. And no sooner have we left the shore than something truly horrible happens.
I lost my drone.
That's right. I lost my drone, guys. I lost my drone. Honestly, this is so frustrating. It just sank with all the footage. It's f***ed up. It's so f***ed up, guys. I don't even know where is it. This is a disaster. How many, huh? Put it there. For f***'s sake, I'm gonna be like this. God, this is f***ed up. I can't f***ing do this. This is just f***ed up, man. I don't even know where it is. F***ing hell. The locals come to the rescue. I can't dive into this water. I don't know the area or what the bottom is like. They're desperately diving without any equipment. They don't even have a mask. I don't know what the bottom is like. Is it dangerous? Will it pull me under? I have no idea.
Of course, in water. Of course. Yes, of course.
Do you think I'm joking? There are boats passing by, small waves, and a current. That's it! But suddenly we have hope. There's the last record that survived, how he rises and falls.
This, you see?
There's a little landmark here. A boat, with the edge sticking out.
Nearby here, this boat, yes? This boat, yes. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, yeah?
More people swim up to us. 7 people trying unsuccessfully to find my drone in the water. I'm just sitting and waiting. But the iron rod from another boat might to bash my head in. There's no hope, so we continue on our way. There is an amazing village on the lake where people live in floating houses right on the water. Some in boats converted to hovel, and some in real huts that float on bamboo and plastic pontoons. When the water level changes, people can float away with their home to a more convenient location to avoid being caught in a severely flooded or dried out area. Each hut is unique and apparently made from whatever the homeowner was able to scrounge up to fortify their home. I want to try visiting this house now. There are people living in this tiny shack.
Can I just look your home? No English.
I doubt they speak English. We're docked. Can you believe it? Look, we're in this floating house. A big family lives here. Lots of kids and 2 adults. Their main livelihood is fishing. Small temple. Hot drinks, fruits. There is soda water and clean drinking water, dishes, pots and pans, some food. And here, there's a man sitting inside, but we won't disturb him. It looks very much like a cabin like this. There are mattresses inside. They probably put them on the floor and just for sleeping on them. By the way, it's a great internet here. Right in the center of the lake, there is a huge cell tower. I don't know is it 4G or 5G, but the internet speed is excellent. Kids are sitting and playing games on their phones. And at the end of the boat, there's a small room. It's a small piece of the boat, and this is a kitchen. There is a stove and the place they cook their meal. I'm sure this is the toilet area, cause it's very good place where you can relieve oneself. Everything they produce in the process of their life activity, I mean waste, garbage and so on, they throw it all into the lake. They also bathe, cook and use the lake as a toilet. So this lake is their entire life? Let's look at their stove. There's rice. Great. Boil, nothing cooked. They will fry something. It looks like tofu, maybe cheese. The shrimp. It's a delicacy here. There's something with rice, they'll probably have it for lunch. This is where they have the gas supply, which is a big problem. They have to bring gas from the mainland by boat. You know, everything is surprisingly neat and clean here. There's even a small wardrobe behind. A curtain with hangers for clothes. You can close it. The only issue is the heat. We're under the open sun. And the roof doesn't provide much relief. It feels like the heat radiates even more from it. You have to crouch slightly to move inside because the ceiling is so low. Be careful not to hit anything. It's cramped in here, I can tell you that. It's really cramped.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Bye.
I can't tell you how many different smells there are in here. From sour, sharp and some incomprehensible cutting eyes to the sweet smell of cocoa or chocolate. It's all mixed together. Food, sewage, chocolate and more. How many people live here?
There are 1,000 families here, all different nationalities, Cambodian, Vietnamese, and they all live together, side by side. Catholics, Muslims, Buddhists, all one big family. Everybody knows each other. Total about 8,000 people.
Where are all these people from? I heard they're from Vietnam.
No, they're all Cambodian citizens now.
But years ago they all came here.
From Vietnam, yes. People fled the war and settled here.
Historically, the Tonle Sap Lake area was settled by many peoples from all over the region. People came here for a better life. It is much easier to farm and learn any trade near water. When civil war broke out in neighboring Vietnam, trying to escape, people fled to Cambodia, but the country's authorities did not allow refugees to stay on land. They said, here's a lake for you, live on the water and don't go ashore. After the war ended, they could not return to Vietnam either. They were treated as traitors in their homeland. Around 8,000 people live in this village. Can you imagine? They have jobs, homes, entertainment, a church, an administration office, and even a police station. All floating. I mean, any moment a boat could sail away. None of the buildings have fixed addresses. Just sail away, and the police office would be in a completely different part of the village. And how do we find it? I'm sure the locals know how to find everything. How many tourists come here now?
Not too much tourists, especially after the COVID. There is practically no one.
Maybe it's for the best. Maybe it's nice to have this piece of water left untouched. And the people here live happy in their own way. Everyone in the village knows we lost the drone, and they're all trying to help us find it. They gave us umbrellas, you see, even to cover ourselves from the sun. Service even here. The sun is blazing, and honestly, the umbrella is very helpful. Village life is all about water. Look, a woman washes dishes right in the lake. Here are clothes hanging and drying after washing. Here's someone going fishing in a boat. And when I saw this, I couldn't believe my eyes. There's a guy who just scooped water straight from the lake and drank it. Can you believe he drank this dirty green water? I don't understand how their bodies even function, how they survive here at all, how they are staying with a healthy complexion, with a healthy appearance. Water has always been a problem here. Technical waste did not get into the reservoir, but drinking water was a very big problem for the locals many centuries ago. That's why the Khmers once stocked up on fresh water for a generation to come. This is a massive, man-made reservoir with a perfectly rectangular shape. It's called Bare and was created by an ancient civilization. There are two reservoirs near the Angkor complex, the Western Bare and the Eastern Bare. The Eastern Bare is much smaller and almost dry, except during the rainy season. The Western Bare, however, is a perfectly flat rectangle with sharp corners. It's mind-boggling how they managed to construct something so precise, such a construction, to pick up the corners perfectly. Usually reservoirs are created by building a dam and flooding an area upstream. But this is another one. It is surrounded by massive embankments up to 100 meters wide and 20 meters high. Because of these embankments, we can't climb back to the road from the reservoir's edge. The terrain is too steep. Let's back to the village again, because I found a real workshop where the guys are working for the benefit of the locals. We were asked to take off our shoes. It's not easy to do on this kind of boat without tipping over, but I'll try. This house is a bit bigger, with a slightly higher roof over the entrance. There are pots, pans, detergents, and other household items scattered near the entrance. There's a beautiful painting, made of beads or something similar. There's branded stuff here too. Everything seems fine in this floating village. Now we just need to find an official store for this brand here. Here's where you can lay down to sleep. Lay out a mat. Move over here. Turn on the fan. And rest. They're probably doing some boat repairs here, because there are many tools and machines. A lot of tools here too. This is definitely a workshop, with a workbench and tools for fixing parts. The workers take breaks here during the day to rest. By the way, on the shore of the lake also live people. Now we'll get off the boat and have a good look around.
Yeah, hello. Fine, you? No, thank you. You are singing songs?
Yeah.
Yeah, singing songs.
And the water, the rainy season, the water high.
In rain season.
The rainy
Yes,
season,
yes.
The water high, October.
And this is your home?
Yeah.
You're living here?
Yeah, small.
But it's a little bit more lower than those one. They are higher.
Yeah.
And it's a drop with water?
6 meters.
6 meter?
Yeah, the rainy season.
6 meter.
Water.
Okay, but your home?
You see?
Your home?
Over there. You see? This one.
Ага, вода поднимается. So your home, when it's raining season, is full of water.
During the rainy season, the water rises. You can see rust marks on the roof showing how high it gets. This man's house is completely flooded during the rainy season because it's not built on high stilts like others. The volleyball court here is also entirely submerged when the rains come. The house behind me, however, is on high stilts, so it stays above the water. It is afloat when water comes. People living there without any problems. They just sail to their homes by boat, and it remains unflooded all time. But his neighbor is not so lucky. His house is completely underwater during the rainy season. Can you imagine that? I can't imagine where he lives when that happens. Despite their poor living conditions, with garbage and dirt everywhere, people here still find joy. They sing karaoke, drink, and have so much fun. Can you believe it? Their lives are full of love and happiness. They are so happy. Here's a tiny hut. A little shack about the size of a small stall. There are 2 levels. Downstairs people live, and I may have disturbed them a bit. Upstairs is probably a sleeping area, with paintings and portraits making it look more homey. No matter where people live, they always try to make their homes cozy and inviting. Now, as usual, I'll muster up some courage and try to visit this little house. I hope someone is inside to meet me. The stairs are very steep, and I still don't hear or see anyone here. I didn't wake anyone up. I just visited someone's house. Took a video quietly and left on my way.
You find our drone? Yeah, you find our drone. You really, man? Oh my god, okay.
Some guys called to say they found my drone. I can't imagine what shape it's in now. It's probably swollen and definitely dead. That's for sure, it's dead. But bringing back a trophy like this from a trip feels incredible. I'm asking our boat driver to take us to a church. Finding my drone in the middle of nowhere, it feels like a miracle. I think I need to go confess and give thanks. I couldn't confess today. But I could look inside the church through the barred windows. And what we see inside? There's a drum kit. The interior looks like a rock club. I feel like I should confess in this church, because it's rock and roll and pray. Cambodia is starting to irritate me. We went to the office and paid for tickets. The tickets were, which feels very expensive given the lack of service. $37 per person. As we approached the complex, there was a guard checking tickets again. They poke the tickets like this, you see? He says, oh, you know, the girl has to cover her legs completely and also cover her shoulders. He says, all the information is on the back of the ticket. But the ticket gets in your hands when you've already paid for it. They just won't let us visit the temple. They said girls' legs are not covered. We can't let you come in. They won't give us our money back. We can't get into the temple. So I had to get tricky. I told them our friends are waiting for us inside the temple. They have some clothes, but we have nothing in the backpack except gear. This is Angkor Wat, one of the largest temple complexes in the world, the epitome of the might of the great empire. See for yourself. So, these three protruding structures behind me are one of the temples of the Angkor Wat complex. Angkor is a long-studied complex of megalithic constructions built by an ancient civilization, spreading over 200 square kilometers. The entire Angkor Wat complex consists of about 168 temples of varying sizes, from the largest to the smallest. This was once a vast empire, home to about 1 million people. I can't believe it. We found a clothing store right behind the temple. I think we're not the first ones to come here with uncovered legs and shoulders. By the way, they gave me a fan like this, enjoying the view of this beautiful complex. Cambodia, it's like visiting a huge market. So, you come here. Why are you guys become quiet? No one's calling me anymore. They're already threatening me. I've got some problems there. No money, no honey, this kind of...
Cold drink. Do you have cold drink? How much?
$1.
$1.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not very cold. Do you have
What
cold
do you want? Do I want?
cold water? It's not cold.
Yeah.
You're from Mumbai. Nice to see you. You're from Russia. Yeah, from Russia.
$37 per person paid. There's maybe 1,000 people here today, or 2,000, doesn't matter. I think this place generates colossal amounts of money each year. But the question is, where do they spend all that money if there is no infrastructure, no roads, and no basic services for tourists to enjoy this place? We sailed back. Now we're going to look for our drone again, or rather retrieve it from the people who found it.
Yes, you found it. Please, can you show me? Just really interested. How he is looking now. Oh my god.
It's a drone. It's my drone. It's really mine. Can you believe it, guys? It's even dry. That's crazy. They found it deep down in this lake right here. It's like a little canal. I don't know how they did it. I have no idea. It's pretty cool. But I'm sure it doesn't work anymore. I'll leave them some money just to thank them, because the drone is probably dead anyway. But they dived and tried. You never know, maybe they can do something with it. What if, after spending more than 3 hours in the water, it can still be magically revived or useful in some way? I don't know.
Thank you very much. Here's a little money I have for you, okay? This is for you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
At least it's better than nothing, because they were diving. They had a whole rescue operation with so many people involved. It was unbearably hot, and I was completely soaked. We were trying to get onto a road to move on. We came out of the jungle and stumbled upon someone's house. So we just walked into someone's yard. People live here.
Hello. Do you speak English? English? No English. You live in here?
I like to go into people's homes. Let's not disturb them. Wow, that's slippery. It's so yellow-orange everywhere. Mud. Anyway, tired from walking, we reached a small village and asked the locals for help to give us a ride. And they said they would drive us and help us. Can you imagine? Well, let's take a look at what's for sale in the local store. It doesn't even look like a store. It's more like a warehouse with everything on the shelves. You can just come in and take what you need. Yes, it looks like a grocery store with everything in packages, but without price tags. So you probably have to ask how much things cost.
For how much for Rex? Can you show me on calculator?
There are a lot of flies everywhere. You can imagine, they've put sticky papers with something on them to catch the flies. Right on top of the meat they sell. It's just some unexplainable thing. We just had a snack and I cleaned the drone a little bit. I just blew on the blades a little. I put in another battery and it just turned on. What the hell? It turned on and the blade started moving. I was like, what the hell? It was underwater for 3 hours. Underwater for 3 hours. We're going outside right now to check it out. I'm going to freak out if it takes off now. Let's check it out. How is that possible? I mean, there's no interference. The picture is clear. The camera was underwater. How does it work now? Oh my god, it works. I just hit one battery. It shows some kind of error or something. So I didn't submerge it and pull it out. It was underwater for 3 hours while we were looking for it. I didn't even clean it properly. I just kind of blew on it. Like, that's what I did. I just blew on the motor like this, without any expectation that I'd push the button and it would start. It's like, well, let's try. That's what I did. Yeah, that's a real magic, and it could only happen on a journey. No matter where or how people live, being kind and coming to the rescue at any moment is a choice that makes us and the world around us better. Being happy is a choice, and it doesn't depend on material goods because it's within us. If we choose to be kind and open, life responds by filling our days with light and joy, even in the most difficult situations. Next time we will travel with you to the country with the most expensive real estate in the world. And that's why lots of people live right on the street. A country where you can buy almost anything on the street. And it's one of the safest countries in the world. Let's meet the locals and find out what insurmountable difficulties they had to face. Subscribe to the channel and put your bell on so you don't miss out. Find me on Instagram, follow the announcements in my Telegram channel, and see you soon.